Well, happy Saturday from Tacoma, Washington. Woo! I'm doing some things around the yard and the house and obviously the garage. And I thought, why am I doing this and not recording it? Because now you can see what an absolutely boring life I lead as an old retiree. So I'm going to catch you up because I already went out, did a few things, and I'm just going to take you through the day and see how that works out as a video. Weird, I know. All right, first off, if you followed along from the beginning of my garage series, you saw this tattered thing hanging many times. Well, we finally got it covered, and I ordered a really cheap, hey Danny, chintzy grill today, or yesterday. It's going to be delivered today, so we're going to be back on gas again. See, we have the gas. We have the charcoal, we have the pizza oven, so we're going to put a gas grill in here and round it back out again. So that's on hold, but I do have food ready to go on the grill if it shows up early enough. It rained last night, and so I came out and checked my acorns that I'm trying to propagate and having no luck. But these are supposed to be like 30 oak trees if that works out. So we just come out, and this is here for the squirrels and my crows because there's the crow feeder. So I come out and check it every couple of days, but nothing yet. So that's on hold too. All right, if you were there for that video, I'm putting the saw into action. Still have no complaints about this saw. It's been really a great workhorse so far. Oh, I went and I bought this here Italian parsley to go in this, which I built off camera a couple of weeks ago. But I didn't buy the little tray on the bottom because, why spend $2 when you can build one out of old fence boards? So that's what we're working on right now. That way I can take this and put it outside. We're at that part of the year where we have some sunny days and some not so sunny days. So we can take it in and out and not spill the water all over the counter and piss off the rest of the family. So that's what that is in progress when I decided, hey, let's bring everybody along. And this is all for an area you haven't really experienced too much. It's for down in my carving area of the basement. So once we get these other projects done, we can head down there and look at that. So I have these all cut and it's just ready to nail together and put some glue on it. So hang on, now we're going live. I should add that wood I just showed you that I bought, well, I am completely out of plywood, so I had to buy that. And the pine is going to augment some other reclaimed wood that came out of my van. So we're still on the don't spend much money kick for these projects. This is all reclaimed fence board still. But yeah, I did buy that basil plant, which, God, plants are expensive. Hang on. Cover your ears. Yep, I did buy that, and you got to do what you got to do. And I bought that awning cover because otherwise it was kind of a waste of an awning without a cover. And I couldn't figure out how to get one for free. So hang on, we're almost there. I love to cook. I think I mentioned that early on. And I love to cook Italian. So of course, fresh basil. I had one in my garden many years ago when I was gardening. But I would always forget it was out there when I was cooking. It just wound up dying on the vine. All right, we have an official potting saucer. So now she can go look at that. Made to fit. Okay, I probably could have made it a little shorter, but and then that can come out and it can all go in the house. Perfect. Let's move on. I'll show you the next one. Okay, I'm going to try to explain this, but in my basement, I have a workbench that I carve at, and I've tried. I have a hard time with the details, seeing them. I bought new glasses, then I bought just prescription readers only, and nothing's. But then I looked and my lighting. I have 2 task lights, and they should be 45 degrees from the work center on each side, and they're not. There's no way to hang them in that position from the way it's laid out right now. So basically I'm making ceiling brackets to hold these cheap task lights, and since I'm doing that with this reclaimed van lumber, that's why I bought this, because I thought, well, if I have 2 of these hanging from the ceiling, might as well put some shelves in between and give me some more function. And this is for a new tool holder, but I'm also building a knife specific holder. And anyway, we got a lot to do. So I marked these out. These are just scrap stuff. It's nothing pretty. So we'll get these cut, and when we take it downstairs, you'll get a better idea, I hope. Because I know I didn't explain that very well, but I just wanted to hang out with you guys anyway. Except for you, that one guy. You're kind of a pain. That one lady, you're nice. You can come back. Like a hot knife through butter. You know what I have a really bad habit of doing? When I'm cutting similar sized pieces, of using the wrong piece for a different part and either having to redo it. So I'm gonna not do that today, okay? That's a goal. Like, this is the scrap, this is the piece I need. One more thing, it's only going to be screwed together because I want to be able to take it apart when I realize that this too does not fit my needs. So why don't we go ahead and go down and do that? Or cut some of the pieces. Oh! You're going to like this. This was a display cabinet for a battle flag that I was given, that my mother and I flew over the National Cemetery in Hawaii for my reenlistment, one of my reenlistments. Anyway, she was a World War II riveter, and so it meant a whole lot for her to help raise the flag over the Punch Bowl National Cemetery. It's been in here since 1991. But I put it in my box that I'm putting together for my grandson. So I took this box apart and realized, well, this is some good mahogany. So repurposing that into my knife holder. Okay, I'll get back to work and stop talking. Okay, I don't know how this is going to film out, but the idea is to put across a piece here, across 2 of the joists, which happen to be the return air for the heating system also, and then drop down the shorter piece from that down, 1 on each end, shelves in between. That's why I had to buy some more wood. And then I can move these task lights to the bottom of these and put it right on my work. The theory here is amazing. So hang on, we're gonna, we'll put that up. I'm gonna assemble these together and we'll hang them up and we'll get a look at it. I'm working on a hippie dude. I got a couple of moose. Check out Doug Linker's channel. And I have a hobo, which is pretty cool. And a couple other miscellaneous characters. So I like to keep working on different things all at once. If you're interested about carving, we can maybe do a video on that. There's a lot of other people doing them out there. Okay, I hung this one and moved the light down. We just got to hang this one. I wanted to add, all the screws used in today's project were left over from things I disassembled, a lot of it when I was working on the garage cleanup. and subsequent little things around the house. It's like, oh, I threw all the screws in one bin thinking I could recycle them, and sort them at one point. And now I realize, well, I have enough handy little screws to do little projects like this on a kind of wet Saturday. So the bigger plywood is to replace this plywood so I can buy more tools. That's kind of a win-win. And then this set of carvings is probably going to change too, because I have a whole wall over here full of carvings as well, and kind of getting overrun, and I bump them and knock them over. And so, who's your favorite? Come on, zoom in. And now I can turn that off and we can go back outside. All right, I cut the pieces out to length and laid out as best I could. You can see it's not perfect, but I worked out to the center, so based on which knives I'm having. And then I cut the other pieces so that this will sit about 4 inches deep, which will hold my shortest knife and still be able to grab it, and also support my longer knives. Let's go put it together and we'll get her in motion. This is another utility piece, so it's not pretty, but then again, neither am I. I have some self-adhesive little really thin foam in the basement that I'm going to put on here, so when the knives go in, the tips will have something soft and delicate to lay their heads on. At least, theory again. Okay, should we go back to the basement? Or do you guys want to hang out here and wait for me? It's up to you. Oh, yeah, I have another project, but we'll see if we get to that. I won't even go there yet. I think it's going to work though for for what I'm intending it. How about we go find out together? Ta-da! So now, take 2 of my longer knives. One thing I didn't mention is when I laid this out, I wanted these to be 1 1/4 holes. I don't have 1 1/4 except for a dull flat bit. So they're 1.5 which gave me a little less space. But overall, not too bad. This knife I made, this was an old jigsaw blade. And I made this one. I use it intermittently. I hardened it and tempered it, but it doesn't quite hold an edge like the higher end knives of my collection. And, oh, look at that. Unfortunately, I have 2 more knives that I haven't taken out of their protective tubes yet, so I'm going to have to come up with something for them. This knife was a high carbon steel paring knife. I had 2 of them, but one I didn't do so good on. But this one, I took it down and I made this little tiny handle and re-riveted it. And this thing holds an edge. It's solid. It's pretty cool for fine detail. I've just started using it, but I can cut across the grain and it doesn't leave any tear. I mean, it's just smooth as silk. So I'm just experimenting with that. I have a big high carbon steel knife, and I'm not sure how to go about making that into carving knives. One of you can help me, you're welcome. So this will now go. I promise I'm going to clean this whole area off in front of my little small chisels, like so. Ta-da! Wait. Ta-da! Now I can grab them. I used to have the magnet at the end of my bench with chisels and knives pointing up, but people would walk up and touch them and get owied. So they have to be in a better spot, and I think this is going to be perfect. I can grab them. Little bit bummed that I couldn't fit a few more knives on it, but this is also my first one, so make all the mistakes. And now these were the pieces that I bought, and they're going to become, look up at me, they're going to be turned into upper shelves, just to maybe, I'll show you here in a minute, to show off some of my, or to put some of my carvings, or I don't know, things I use, but it's not going to be super stable. But for what it's going to be holding, it'll be fine. I'm not going to do that. I need a level. So we'll come back to that. Maybe I'll just show you that after it's up. Pretty boring stuff. So, all right, back to the garage, I believe. Well, it's hard to show this from any angle, but this is from my angle. So I have things I'm working on, knickknacks, bric-a-bracs, and little used glues and stuff. More things I'm working on, so hopefully that gets busy. It cleared off a bunch of my desk or my bench, and that's going to get completely cleaned up by the end of this weekend. And then I can start clearing off some of this. And that means this can get remade with that bigger piece of plywood I have upstairs. And maybe go over to here and add in other stuff. So I'm pretty pleased though with this. It's the lighting is way, you can tell. Look at that. It's way better. So yeah, we're gonna go back up and see what's next on the list. Detour. So you know what this is, right? It's a garden hose. It's an old garden hose. It's got a crack here, a little bit out around there. And so it pees when you go to use it. It's a short one. We keep it on the side yard. And yesterday I told my wife, I should get some of those cheap repair pieces at Harbor Freight, which she said, I didn't know they had those. They do. About an hour later, I get a text saying there's another coupon sale at Harbor Freight. And guess what? $1. $1. Limit 4. So guess who's got 4 new ends? Now I know they're not very good, and I know that they won't last very long, but they'll last longer than the already broken brass, and they won't cost me $6 that another end might cost. So, you know what? For $1 and a hose I don't use that much, because again, replacing a hose ain't cheap. So I thought, I saw the pieces. I took a break and ate some lunch. That's a beautiful knife. Sliced it like it wasn't even there. What if I get the wrong end on? What if I put the male on the female end and the female on the male end? Oops. Okay. If you've never done one of these, you push the new piece on, loosen the screws, push it on, tighten the screws, and it's done. The hardest part is pushing it on sometimes. Sometimes it takes a little soapy water, a little warm water. But I'm going to put them on. I'll show you when I'm done. Because again, 2 screws. Hang on. Ta-da! It's fixed. It took that and my pocket knife. Again, these are plastic and the screws are going in or plastic or metal into plastic, so don't expect them to last 12 years. But if I have to replace them every year for $1, I'm still out ahead. Did it come with, oh, look at that. It came with a new gasket too. So yeah, we're gonna put this back to work. If anybody needs a set of hose ends, just let me know. You can polish it. It's brass, right? But yeah, anyway. Okay, back to work. Okay. Went and took lunch, fixed the hose. The delivery showed up with my new 3-burner $95 grill that needs to get put together. But I have one more thing I want to get done out here before I do that, and that's take some more of this mahogany. If you remember a couple of videos back, I made some monkey shine holders, and there was some glass pendants. The one I made worked perfect. The other one was, my wife was, she said, next time you're in the shop kind of thing. And well, I have the wood and I'm in the shop. And where the plexiglass went for the flag display, I'm just widening that out one rip at a time. And we're gonna cut and make one long holder. And that way I can cut them, I can either leave it long and put them in it, or I can cut them for the 2 pendants, because that way they match. Evidently that's important. So let's just knock this out. I did the first 2 rips while you guys were still at lunch. And so I only have a little bit of scrap to get out here. Then I'm gonna cut it this way and make a backrest, and the front will sit in this groove, and it'll be so perfect, and my wife will be head over heels in love with me forever because of it. So I'll probably sand these and refinish them. The knife holder, I just, whatever. So there was some finish on it, and some wasn't. But this is gonna display Mama's stuff, so we want it to look a little nicer. I still haven't gone and got a new blade for this dang thing, and I need to do that. So you guys make sure I get that done here very soon. Okay, I will pin nail that together after I give it a little sand. I don't think anybody wants to watch me sand that, do you? Is that something, like, I try to skip over stuff. My videos always seem to be really way too long. I guess I'm not very good at that part yet. And I talk too much, I know that part. So, okay, I'll sand, I'll bring you back. Deal. Yep, I like it. You can tell I'm so prepared for this. I mean the filming part. Should be plenty of air in there for this. Ta-da! I think it's done. I will get a picture of it after I put a finish on it and put the little medallions that we're going to display on them, so you can kind of get a better idea. Especially if you're one of those people that didn't watch the video on my monkey shines. How mean. How could you not watch that? Go back. Come on. we'll wait. I think after this, my day is done. I'm going to put that grill together. I don't know if I'll show you that. I'm not very good with directions. Play with my dog and call it a day. But that's it. Ta-da! And it looks better than the first 2 attempts I made, so I'm happy. Okay, I'll be back because I am going to show you the grill at least. I got to. So, I did a little lie. I used some shellac I had left on that part, and then I was like, let me get cleaned up real quick to go do the grill. And I was like, man, I got all my tools out. It won't take nothing. And I can get this board at least put together so it can hang in my basement. Now I'm trying to drill, talk, and count. Perfectly spaced line. So I went up in my little rafter here, and I had some more of that cleat wood from the wall. Didn't you watch that video either, where we made the wall with the cleats? Who are you people? Boy. So anyway, that will hang off the concrete ledge, and I'll transfer all the chisels onto this, and then there's no reason I can't go out and buy 20, 30 more. No reason that I can think of, you know. Okay, let me get this set up and I'll screw it all together and I'll bring you back. So, hopefully that's enough of a lip to support it, because I don't want to drill into that concrete down there. We have a pretty high rainfall in this area, and the basements are not typically even as dry as mine is. Okay, grill time. I mean it this time. The shellac on that mahogany, man, y'all are gonna be jealous. It's been a long day, and I'm tired. I'm gonna take my dog for a walk. Then we're gonna break in the new grill, eat some burgers, and I'd love to invite y'all over to join me, but thanks for being here today to see what old retired people do. Unless you're old and retired too, then I wonder, what do you do? But this is my day. So, can highly recommend this thing for 95 bucks. Thin, metal, small, but it'll do the trick. Stop that. It'll do the trick. So, yeah, I'll let you know a review when I'm done using it. Of course, ending the day like this isn't such a bad thing either. What I got? Well, go get it. Bye, y'all.